I watched them both fall to their knees in that Los Angeles courtroom. The husband I once trusted and the best friend I once called sister, begging the judge for mercy as the evidence I uncovered destroyed their lives forever. My name is Elena Parker, and this story takes place in Los Angeles, California, the city where dreams sparkle and betrayals cut the deepest. I moved here 6 years ago with my husband, Daniel, a man I thought I knew better than my own heartbeat. I built a small event planning business from scratch. Long nights, double shifts, endless hustle, while Daniel worked as a financial consultant. And through every milestone, every celebration, every setback, my best friend Mia Thompson was there. We'd known each other since college. She was the only bridesmaid I truly trusted. She held my hand after my father passed. She slept on my couch during her breakups. I loved her like the sister I never had. Life felt stable, predictable, safe. But safety, I learned, is just the silence before the storm. The first crack appeared on a Wednesday night. I walked past Daniel's office and saw something that made my breath hitch, Mia's bracelet on his desk. The silver one I bought her for her birthday, the one she claimed she lost. When I asked Daniel about it, he shrugged. "Oh, she came by to drop off some papers you needed," he said casually, but something in his tone felt slippery, cold, practiced. Over the next weeks, their excuses multiplied. Mia suddenly had late-night emergencies. Daniel started working late 3 times a week, and my business account began showing unauthorized money transfers, small at first, then bigger. $200, $500, $1,800. My stomach twisted. When I confronted Mia, she laughed. "Elena, you're stressed. You always overthink. I would never do something like that." She hugged me, but her hug felt different, detached, almost triumphant. A week later, the crack became an earthquake. I was dropping off equipment at a hotel when I saw Daniel's Jeep parked outside a room. The curtain moved. I saw shadows, 2 figures, laughing, touching. My heart began to race. I walked closer. There, through the thin hotel curtain, Daniel pulled Mia onto the bed. My best friend, my husband, my trust gone in an instant. My knees almost gave out. I felt the world shrink. I couldn't breathe. I texted Daniel, "Where are you?" His reply came instantly. "At the office. Late meeting. I'll be home soon." That lie was the final cut. I drove home numb, shaking. I wanted to scream. I wanted to confront them. I wanted to set the world on fire. But instead, I sat at my kitchen table and said one thing to myself: don't react. Strategize. I pulled up every bank statement, every transfer, every receipt. Daniel had been quietly moving my business funds to a private account, and Mia was listed as a consultant. They were stealing from me, together, while sleeping in hotel rooms I probably unknowingly paid for. I broke down, quiet, painful sobs that made my chest ache. For a moment, I almost gave up, almost let the betrayal drown me. But then I remembered something. I built my life once. I could rebuild again. But first, I'd end theirs. I met with a private investigator, then a lawyer, then an accountant. For 3 weeks, I acted normal, smiled at Mia, kissed Daniel, pretended everything was perfect, while I collected every piece of evidence needed to destroy them. One night, Daniel looked at me and said, "You're distant lately. Are you okay?" I smiled. "I'm fine." And for the first time, I truly meant it, because revenge was already in motion. My opportunity came during a client gala, one of the biggest events I planned all year. Everyone wore black tie. The room glittered. Mia was there. Daniel, too. The perfect stage. When the lights dimmed for the slideshow presentation, Instead of displaying event sponsors, the screen projected bank transfers, hotel receipts, photos from their hotel, messages between them, and Mia's signature on fraudulent withdrawals. Gasps echoed. Mia covered her mouth. Daniel froze, pale. This was the thumbnail moment. The camera flashes, a giant screen exposing everything, and my husband turning to look at the audience, his career ending in real time. I stepped on stage. This, I said into the microphone, is what betrayal looks like. Security escorted them out as my lawyers served them with lawsuits, fraud, embezzlement, breach of fiduciary duty. The next morning, the police knocked on their doors. Handcuffs, mugshots, court dates. My revenge had just begun. The courtroom in Los Angeles was packed the day of the trial. Daniel tried blaming Mia. Mia tried blaming Daniel. Their alliance crumbled instantly. The judge ordered them to repay every stolen dollar, plus damages. Daniel lost his financial license. Mia was barred from working in events again. They both walked out ruined. And me, I rebuilt. I hired new staff. My business grew stronger than ever. But more importantly, I learned something powerful. The people closest to you can break you, but they can never bury you if you rise smarter. I walked out of that courtroom with my head high, my dignity intact, and their betrayal behind me. And I promise you, I will never ignore my intuition again. In the days following the trial, I expected to feel empty, but instead, I felt something else. Relief, clarity, freedom. For months, I had been living with a weight on my chest I didn't even recognize until it disappeared. I finally slept through the night without jolting awake from anxiety. I could walk into my office without feeling the sting of betrayal on every surface they touched. But the world wasn't done surprising me. 1 week after court, I received an email from a woman I'd never met. She said she saw the news coverage because, yes, the exposure had grown big enough that several local outlets ran short segments praising the businesswoman who fought back. The woman wrote, "Thank you for standing up for yourself. Many of us never do." I read it 3 times, tears rising. For so long, I saw myself as a victim. But now, for the first time, I saw myself as someone strong enough to survive the impossible. Daniel and Mia disappeared from Los Angeles shortly after sentencing. Their social media accounts vanished. Mutual friends told me they left the state quietly, both struggling to rebuild their shattered reputations. And strangely, I no longer cared, because revenge wasn't about punishing them anymore. It was about reclaiming me, my voice, my dignity, my future. Today, my business thrives. But more importantly, my heart is finally mine again. If you found my story powerful, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to our channel Revenge Uncut and help us reach 1,000 subscribers. Your support keeps these stories alive.